Everybody, hope you're having a good day. It's Wednesday, so we're going to continue our investigations. Had to play through. So last time we got a little bit further. We also went and grabbed Trophy Mist. And that being said, let's just get into the Yatagarasu Street Identity. Let's go. March 15th, 11:33 p.m. Bureau Neutralis lobby. Ancient's lying. I suggest little cubs never do. They know the real fury of the Elder Wolves. Those quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? It means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor? The kind of bills made with Balinese ink. They were all Champagne's denominations. I messed up, probably. Yes, I heard from Miss Von Clara. But we don't know where the play money has gone. They must not have figured out that it was all burnt out yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Champagne is in financial chaos as we speak. Because we can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. It's not just the money, the citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the House of Lang on this, and have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I'm just gonna have bills remain and hide the ink was smuggled in the Shangfa. And I proceed the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home with a single answer? Ancient lying, Don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. And Master Alba, I'm sorry for all the trouble caused. Oh no. It's I who should apologize. It was all because I was not strong enough. If only I was able to think of a better solution. What's going on, you fool? Touch your empty brain! Heh, you're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End the story. Gina? Let's go. Time to return to Rodan. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Ancient lying! A moment, if you hold it! You! Wolfman and the secretary! Hold it! Objection, pal! Detective Gunju, have you got the results of the handwriting analysis yet? Yep, I know. Was definitely written by Mr. Koji, sir. Is that Bob? Good work, detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone's finally here. And Shishina, I'd like to ask you something if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu? When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Kojo was killed? I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Ancient Lying hasn't touched about the investigation at all. Suppose I'll need to explain a few things to him first. Miles Edgeworth, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh, it sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well, I'll supervise you until the end. Is he seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day? You're not trying to pick a 5-9 subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight. And the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Ha! I should have known that you and I are destined to fight it until the very end. It would appear that way. Well, Perrins, let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. When I open the argument, I'll discuss the allegations that appeared in Babel. And establish who was the K Saw. Who exactly was K Saw? Ancient Lang? I assume you've been briefed on K's testimony. You mean the suspicious person in the coat, I take it? That she saw? That's right. That person is the one that is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yellow Karasu. Pretended? And what do you mean by that? I'll get to that in a second. First, I want to review what K's mysterious person did. Here, you could please explain to us what the person you were chasing did. Okay, you got him. I spotted the suspicious person in the open earth stage on the balcony side. I called to the person, but as soon as he did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call this suspicious person Yellow Karasu. Now please tell us what happened when you takes Yellow Karasu up to the 3rd floor. Pounding! I chased Yellow Karasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babylon's emissary. It was a pretty straight chase in the hallway until the sudden turn. Yellow Karasu disappeared into the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yellow Karasu running into Mr. Coachin's office. I get chasing around to the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then... Ah! Who's there? By the time I turned on the lights, the Yellow Karasu had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. What do you suppose that was, Ancient Lang? What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out the door, through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness. Objection! Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through the door. Oh? And how do you know that was certainly? Let's see here. That's easy. If you actually had left through that door, they would run right into this person. Take that! Your answer is Sheena? Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if Yagurasu had used the door. In case upon the discovery of Mr. Kojin's body, Yagurasu would have run right into Ancient Shina, who was in the next room over. Ancient Shina, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question? No, I didn't see anyone. You see? Therefore, the others... Yagurasu could not have escaped through the door as not so fast. It just means that the creep slipped out before Shina made it out in the hallway. I know that. There was another person in that hallway, a certain detective. Detective Gonshu, where were you exactly at that time? Me, sir? Well, when I heard Kay scream, I ran towards Mr. Kojin's office from the other side, from the opposite side of the Ancient Shina, sir. So, Ancient Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances, the door is not a viable route. Way to go, Mr. Ashworth. You ultimate just an explanation of what happened. Yes. I eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. This is far from over. I'll need to make Ancient Lang aware of as well. Yet another possible escape route the Yagurasu could have taken. Ha 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 ha! I guess that's what you were trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out. Precisely. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! It's time to bust out of our revolving fireplace blocks mission, right? No, not quite yet. Huh? Why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the bottom side is known only to 4 people. If we use this information unwisely, truth may escape us in the end. What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics? Nothing of the sort, Ancient Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off. That smug, hotly attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Well, no matter. I'll figure you out. I figure you out right here anyway. The only possible escape besides the door is the room's lone window. And since the air, the picture of said escape route is cis. Are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Yagurasu's escape? I guess Detective Abbott must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit at first, I thought the window would be a possible escape route as well. However, now I know that to be impossible. Nah, you didn't know this, bud. Humans can't fly! Of course I knew that! That's bloody common sense! Besides, I never said that I thought that photo to be of the Yagurasu's escape route. I suppose not? Alright then, explain yourself. The shadow in this photo is not the Yagurasu that Kay was chasing out there. You can say whatever you like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language I understand. The language of evidence. Very well then. I present to you proof that the In case so is not the same as the one in this picture. Oh, right.
Take that!
Let me explain to you precisely why the shadow in this photo is not the Yagrazu Keiso. Case about the Yagrazu heading for the first floor during the second fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Hey, very good. That's twice you behave in the butt now.
Not so fast!
We're not done yet. But Steph, you still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yagrazu escape. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you? Regarding the photo, I admit we don't understand what it means quite yet. Ha! As I thought. However, Yagrazu's escape route? Now that I can answer. Huh? Well then, Mr. Patcher, go ahead and enlighten me.
Hold it!
Even if I explain, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You're busy heading up the Albanian investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you have much knowledge of the me side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Ancient Sheena, explained in my stead? Sheena is my subordinate. I don't stick up for her. How can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss? Lang, it's alright. I can take care of him. Sheena? You shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth. Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support. Finally, it's down to just Ancient Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what would you like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babame's emissary? Here's movements. During the first Babame's fire, I sang in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yagrazu that had appeared in Bababo. When I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch the icons of the Yagrazu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yagrazu even exists. And that is all I have to say. I'm not lying when I say. And so the suspicious person running Mr. Kuchin's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracting my testimony. Good. Just confirm. Did you have a partner when you were on your investigation? No. I'm alone. In that case, you have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct?
Not so fast!
Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? Hypothetic. And wasn't when Ancient Sheena tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? And how about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner? Not the suspect, but you just love to get into such a situation. Although, I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected. I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. Danger apologize right now for making Kay out to be the killer, pal. I'm sorry. No, apologize. I'm sorry. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second. And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena. And let's put that to the test and see if she is really worthy of your trust. This promises to be interesting. Alright.
Hold it!
So you help with the fire extinguishing effort. I was in charge of the police on the property side, so I helped them for their work. Let's do the job of fireman. You really know how to work people. She sure does. Because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage. I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll just at the right time. Before everything I'm more to. That is the definition of secretary. She's kind of seems more with an ancient line, doesn't she? At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, detective. I'm kind of happy. I'm thinking you were going to say that. She is more than just a capable secretary, you know. Yeah? Tell me what other things you're good at. Alright. Oh. I thought I had three, but... By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the first floor bow, correct? Yes, that was when the suspicious person was spotted in Babel. Then you weren't the same person in the long coat than I was, I'm sorry. Then you weren't after the same person in the long coat that I was after. Hold it. There is no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yadagrasu. Because no one was able to get a look at the person's face. By the way, how was your team's investigation? In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped into the third floor via the windows. So the majority of the investigators conducted their search on the third floor. Maybe they did. But there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor. When the fire was pretty much I moved to investigating the third floor. And you did that alone? Yes.
Hold it!
So you were in the room next to Mr. Hochin's office? I already told you earlier, as I was examining the neighboring room. I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately ran towards Mr. Hochin's room. Officer. Wherein you proceed to arrest her, as I recall. Yes, I did. This is totally innocent, pal. I thought we had that already cleared that up. Anyway, I already apologize for my behavior. Now then, if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet. I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issues with that. Not your true, Mr. Ashburn. What I do take issue is with the fact that you didn't see the Yadagrasu, Agent Sheena. The prosecutors of this country are all so strange. You were unable to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room? Is that true? I really hate to repeat myself. I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you are not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! Are you calling Sheena's testimony a lie? Is he lying? I'm talking with Ancient Sheena right now. So I appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superstitious comments. Aww, you know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain of watching one of his partners being accused. However, I cannot turn my eyes from the truth. Lang, I'm alright. Actually, I think you should be focusing on your. Sorry, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me. And why is that?
Hold it!
Are you throwing Kate's words into doubt again? Well, she does claim to be Yggdrasil, right? And she did try to chase her in the Yggdrasil, despite being just an average citizen. Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yggdrasil. That's right! Which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yggdrasil. And I suppose you have put that somewhere? Not quite. But even though I have people who believe in me, and that's enough. I see. Kate's testimony is about a flaw, but that's for you. Well, let's just say I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony. Oh! Then why don't you show her you're using what we found out with Luffy? I will in due time. The escape route of the Yggdrasil the cave was in pursuit of. It turns out really does lead right to Ancient Sheena. And what is it she is keeping from us right now? Got a few ideas.
Objection!
That. Huh.
Objection!
Up. Let's dial it back. Yes, nice hand fire line.
Objection!
Yep. Being in the room next to Mr. Coach's office is the problem with your testimony.
Knuckle back!
Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret we discovered about the Albanese office fireplace? Oh! Huh? Oh, sorry. You mean how I connect the office with the room next door? What about it? Well, Alabama isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces. What? The fireplace in Mr. Hochen's office holds the exact same secret. What? The Yakuza didn't escape through the door, nor to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall and into the next room over. Now, do you see? The Yakuza has escaped into the next room. The thief would have run straight into ancient China. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Ancient China? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? The claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw in the coat. Heading to the Yatagarasu, you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Hochen's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Ancient China. After that, you came back around to the fire. And you came back around and placed Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now, or forever hold your peace. How dare you make Kay look like the bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Nah. And another one. That laugh. I remember this irritating laugh. I'm getting chills down my spine. It can't be. But it has to be. China? What's wrong with you? I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny you say? Yes. That you would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. The prosecutor of this country really are all... And the prosecutors of this country are really also very strange. Do you think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? I think I'm taking this thing too lightly. I think not. It's the prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. Yatagarasu fled through the fireplace. Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the Yatagarasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose, and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an angel of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish brawl. Don't you know? I know. And that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your questions. My question?
Take that!
I'm sorry, but this is really your honest answer to my question? Yes. Oh, sweet. According to... According to Ambassador Palomino's testimony... Also, I just think about that one then just winged it there. He said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Cochin. Oh. The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Hold it. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Palomino said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the electors went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movement of the ashes that were in Mr. Cochin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ashes proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? Do you still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. Psst, I have no idea what you're talking about. Doesn't matter if we're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I had a lot of fun today, and I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony. I'm wrapped up this absurd case once and for all. Chinas for below. In my eyes, all you've proven is that the routine fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagrasu used the fireplace, now can you? So then, who was it that used the retaining wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation. And we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Cochin's office. And there you have it. My counter-argument. That's very impressive. Just seen from the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is okay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But Hey? Pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagrasu's name. You are the true heir to the Yatagrasu's name, are you not? You want to steal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth. You must see it through to the very end. Mr. Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get it for me, Mr. Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it? Now, please, show me. You're someone I can trust. Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You'll see. Truly sorry, Ancient Lion. I simply cannot allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Ancient Sheena. Let us begin. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are.
Hold it!
It sounds to me like you're saying my explanation is not good enough. But I was able to go through the revolving door myself. That should be fair enough, even for you, pal. It looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I can guess that you're not all that learned. Oh! Talk about rude. You should watch what you say, pal. Sadly, I can't say I disagree with her on that one. But you know what I mean, right? You may have proven that the fireplace was used.
Hold it!
You want proof that the Yagrasu was the one who used the fireplace? That's right. Well, do you have any? Hold it. Can you prove that it wasn't the Yagrasu who used the fireplace? I don't need to prove anything to you. Objection?
Hold it!
Hey, if you could please not steal my line. Sorry. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Well, don't fret and leave her to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch. He may seem to have some wiggle room, but without any evidence, it's meaningless.
Hold it!
It's possible that the Yagrasu left fingerprints inside the fireplace. Hold it. Sorry, but I have the forensic team check that already. All they found were prints belonging to the Ambassador Palino and Mr. Kochin. Curses! You've known better than to think that the Yagrasu would have been so careless. There's some sort of evidence that we still have yet to find. I take it you have no further objections?
Hold it!
So Interpol has finished examining the entire Babuinese emissary? Yes, the investigators who weren't allowed into Alibahest were incredibly helpful. They all put in great effort in search for any signs of the Yagrasu.
Objection!
And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice the lack of ashes in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you were the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Kochin's, correct? I didn't notice the ash star in the fireplace of that room, and for that, I am sorry. But you don't need to apologize, Hina. I'm your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. So why made me apologize for you? I'm sorry. You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all. He apologizes for subordinates and everything. What a great boss. Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates? No, not of the sort, sir. You're someone I really respect, sir. Even if you are a bit too strict sometimes. That is only a problem on your end. Wow, we'd be super hard on him in response. You're really too strict on everyone? Anyway, Shino, you didn't find anything in Mr. Kochin's office, right? That's right. We finished our investigation.
Hold it!
So you really didn't find anything? As I said, not one suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we didn't find the Yagrasu key and document dealing with the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Japanese knife handle yet. Huh, you see? My subordinates work hard to investigate everything. So there was nothing else to find, right? Well, Angel Man really sticks up first people. Like he says, all men are brothers, and friends become family. You see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too. That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, as we all know, there is always one black sheep in any family. Though it pains me, Ancient Lang, you won't know the black sheep in your family. So, do you actually have any proof that the Yagrasu used the fireplace passage? No, I haven't found any yet. Then what are we going to do? There's no need to worry, because there is a loophole in Miss Interpol agent's argument we can exploit first. What in charge of Bavani's investigation was not Ancient Lang. Means that with Ancient Sheena in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence that we found. But there is one thing I do know. It is that someone tried to hide it from us. Alright.
Objection!
Oh, convenient. While you say that you and your agents have finished your thorough investigation, are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything? Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Standing here insulting Interpol agents? Better not be insulting that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor. I never knew that. However, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire. What exactly is that supposed to mean? A length of wire. So what about it? I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babanese emissary not long ago. What? And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office. We found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder? But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing. There's more. In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burnt counterfeit bills there. What in the... Hold it. That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So whatever it was... Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills? No. You see, there was nothing in the office. Nothing you can call evidence anyway.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression. How so? I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort. But rather, I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu. You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I asked you to point out what part of my investigation was incomplete. Yeah, like it. Other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena. And is it not possible that the reason the person K was chasing didn't choose the third floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? More? I need to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Routine's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location.
Take that!
The location, Ancient Sheena, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection. Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there. I'll be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir, I'm on it! I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think the machine is the Yatagarasu? Yes. My logic is sound. I believe she is. then I'm not going to let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagrasu. But can you prove that she's the Yatagrasu? Sorry, but can you prove she's the Yatagrasu in question? It's the question. Right. If Detective Gumshoe can find anything what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to. And just what are you hoping he'll find? Let's just say I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier. An experiment? I said the detective has the brains for high science. It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagrasu. And what did you find out by doing that? First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Babumi's ink. Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway. Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, value of which I'm about to prove. Sedgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir. Oh, so what are these things that you found? Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing. Yes, the possibility does assist. Nishina, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it? Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room. Aww. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
Hold it!
These items that the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. Hold it. They are my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. If you wish to deny us access to them, Ancient Line, let's hear your opinions on this. I say, let him look at your stuff, Shina. Fine. Now, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really insist, then you have nothing to worry about, right? I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which inches Nishina's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir! It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Nishina? The Yatagrasu of the case law was wearing a coat. And I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That suit probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. What about this dark substance around the hem of the coat of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it was just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie? Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. It's the same pot from the dirt that I got on my coat when I went for the fireplace. Hold it. Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can. Well, hi. You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? Me, sir? What did I do? This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I've been hoping to find the coat that the person K saw was wearing. Thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace was solely a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat helm is. Oh, and hide. And you think you can do that? Of course I can. This dark substance, this is a dark substance that sullied the hem of the coat.
Take that!
Japanese ink? Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Palermo, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. He told us about that already, so I don't really see the point of mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at the time. Dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bahamut's ink. It would prove that you and this coat went through the following fireplace wall. I'm sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagrasu, but we're not finished yet. But do you have a way of proving whether or not this is Bahamut's ink on the coat helm? Oh, but I do. I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds. How? How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how I will prove that the dark substance on the coat is Bahamut's ink. I'm just gonna be smart here and we'll just pick the right option. We'll burn the damn thing. We can find out whether this is Bahamut's ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that that is Bahamut's ink? Yes. Please cut a section of the dark stain area for me. I appreciate it. As I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Jaina, sorry this. I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat. Go ahead. I wasn't planning on wearing it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. Then, if I could please have, okay? We can get this experiment underway. Flame! Flame! It's the same color as the flames crystal ore produces, which means Bahamut's ink is a product of white crystal oil. When lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagrasu's other wing. Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagrasu! The one who killed my father! It's about time you come clean, Agent Sheena. Or should I say, Callisto you. Hold it. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! You're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you? Psst, Callisto you. I haven't heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking, and that attitude, you haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defensor that killed Mr. Faraday and tried to frame me for it. Oh, really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me.
Objection!
A raven is a rather unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. In case I mess up, I know there's going to be one point I have to. However, the light of dawn has arrived, and it will reveal your true, ugly form to the world. Hold it. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have something that can prove that she is Callisto Yu? I do. It's something that the second Yatagrasu has preserved for us these last 7 years. Do me the honors, Mr. Ashworth. Come on. I will, okay? But we have finally come to an end. We will prove her because you with this and clip this Yatagrasu's wing for good.
Take that!
This perfume. This will prove you to be Callisto Yu. It will. Faye has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belongs to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well. This is the bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Brian Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one. We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints of this on this to your own. Now come in, Shinshina. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test? I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That is a very long laugh. It looks like you've seen right through me yet again. You're sending the biggest chill to my spine, Edgeworth. Callisto, you? So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than last time, 7 years ago. You're... Fine, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, kind-hearted idiot of a man. So you are a spy all along. A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after. Someone who's been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time. Very good. Maybe you're not as big as an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you, the woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu? That's right, Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names. Even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Callisto, you. This time you won't escape. For this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly. No. You're the one who left the strongest impression on me, okay, for a day. And had you not used Yatagarasu's gadget, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. Okay, don't. I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. Psst. You're really just like him. Mr. Faraday too possess such laughable honesty. Okay. You're like cold. Okay, go right now, pal. You're despicable. Let go of me, you filthy. You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. But that's impossible! My father was the one who created the little thief. Hey, Edgeworth. Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be! Did she finally figure it out? Did she finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... Didn't see it. The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Brian Faraday or Callisto you. But by the same token, they are also both the real Yatagarasu. I'm very perceptive of you. No way! A single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never assisted. Mr. Edgeworth! No! I refuse to believe this! The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target objective. And the lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. Detective Ben! It was only natural for the Yatagrasses who never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the kiss hid it all away. You're the third member of the Yatagrasu? You? I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years. I finally got you. Why, Detective Mr. Bot? Long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why? Sorry, if you were such a great team, then why didn't you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How could you say that? How can you say that? I grow weary of this. And it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss. Stop! You! Hey! It's over, Sheena. Your leg! Ancient line! You idiot! What were you thinking? Jumping in front of my gun like that. What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Bot. No matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. As long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you. You really are an idiot. You know that? That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey sis. Yes? I want you to conduct a full body search. She might have another weapon on her. Alright. Detective Gumtree, your assistance, please. Sir! Hey, I found something! What is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir? Let's try pulling this blade with this handle.
Take that!
I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly! The blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I'm gonna go return this Bami's knife now. Alright. I trust you make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Peleno. Bami's knife handle given the Gumtree. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto, you? And the only time that handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Coachen's murder. Means that you must be Mr. Coachen's killer. You killed Mr. Coachen with the Obsidian knife. Switched the handles, and then took the original blade of the Bami's knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open-air stage. Used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Is that sum it up?
Objection!
You crafted an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are 2 problems with it. Problems? In what respect? What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? Psst. It was also I could capture Kay for a day. What? When I saw you using that device I gave Butterlawn, I knew right away that you were brave for a day staller. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagrassi. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Coachen's murder on me. Yes, I knew you would show up at this emissary tonight. So I fought to use you. But pinning the murder on you was my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you. And take back the device that rightfully belonged to me. The true Yatagrassi. You were going to take Little Thief away from me? 7 years ago, It was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. He stole more than he should have, and I had a tough time recovering that precious key. And the person who stole the Yatagrasu key was Mr. Faraday. You. That incident 7 years ago. What was the callous behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagrasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagrasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now to this day. Does this mean the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Kochin? Then the real ringleaders are still out there pulling the strings. Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably keep going. You're going to tell me everything you did tonight? And you're going to tell me everything you did tonight. You understand, Sheena? I guess I should tell you, Sheena, that I was the one who set the Balinese emissary on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all the evidence of the counterfeit bills. That was what the smuggling was trying to do. But what then? Why start 2 fires? Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation after all. I had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! I mean, Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these were at my feet. Now, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They have no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot Edgeworth. About the second problem I have with your story. I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will. Mr. Prosecutor? Yes, Engine Line? Mark my words, I'm not done here. And I'll be back. That's got nothing to do with duty or anything. Because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot. But I'll show you just how dangerous the Wonder Wolf can be. Anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in its injured leg. It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I peered into her heart a little, you know. It's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands, the one who thought my father was a problem to be removed, that person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jama Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's soil stuck on the end of these sticks. Hair sticks. Oh, I guess that's that time already. Huh? So it's midnight, the dawn of another day. Hey, Pops! Thanks a bunch! You've really done a lot for everyone all these years. Can you examine them? Come on. Hey, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. There's dirt on here. It's totally ruining the beauty of the hair sticks. I suppose. I thought they're stuck on the end of a hair stick in the first place. The sign that these things are rather eccentric for hair sticks. Huh? Really? Well, if they're that strange, what should I do with them? I'll have to say, these are by far the most bizarre hair sticks I've ever seen. In any case, Kay, there's something I've been meaning to ask. How exactly do you stick these hair sticks on? How exactly do you stick that hair stick of yours into your hair like that? That's a secret. Curiouser and curiouser. Oops. Hit the bat. Don't tell me today's the day. Yeah, it is. This, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. Solved everything. That's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring who the Yatagrasu were chasing after. The legend of the Yatagrasu is nigh over. Mr. Edgeworth? That bit of logic earlier. It was brilliant. Feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bud? That you were also part of the Yatagrasu? As I said to you earlier, okay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Come on. Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right? Unfortunately, it isn't. Oh, come on, sir. You just shaking my chin, isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? But the bad... Wait. No, you are no longer the detective. Mr. Bad. I'd like to ask you about the Yatagrasu. Aren't you too, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Here. I should give these back to you. These are... pages from my KG8 case files that the Yakuza stole from my office. Wait. What? Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. The Yatagrasu who stole into my room was you, was it? It did not mean... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir. It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG incident, the very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Verde as the prosecutor, I as the lead detective. Verde had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. He was the elder sister of the victim in the case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. That's what we thought at the time. And that's how we formed the Yatagrasu. We vowed to bring to light any dirty dealing companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group. Mr. Amano's conglomerate, sorry. I don't know. We call ourselves the Yatagrasu and flex our collective muscles. We expose all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. I do not, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. Then, it was finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Verde, he died for it. Why? Was she the sister of the victim in the KG incident? After Verde's death, I looked into her past. And that's why I found out. She was a phony. Victim of the KG incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? Then that means... Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was another pseudonym, sorry. From the very beginning, the woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said herself, I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card is what... this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the KISS file. Please use it wisely. Trump card. That photo that we stuck on there. Try peeling it off. Behind it, slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark to the yellow Grosu, but why? This is a directive card from the big boss. Take a look at the back. There was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. Why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we call ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. Apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Babame's ink? The fact that the card that Kojun was sent made it into Farday's hand at all, it's nothing short of a miracle. We decide that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief that uses the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind him. And one more thing, Detective Kamashu. I'm trusting this to you. What is this, sir? This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Aristo Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. This video. Ah! Don't come any closer! I'm warning you! This is the same video that... as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday. And the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw for yourself, right? The card that he took to preserve as evidence. Then, that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directive call from the ringleader to Mr. Portman. Two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. Evidence Mr. Portman fought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal. If we need to use either one is... whether you use them or not, it's up to you. They will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Plus, one of those cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of. Detective Bad? There is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. You still insist that even now, you really are something else. But I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops. Don't Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Pops, why is this happening? This is injustice. Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Alright, let's go. Yes, sir! Is this really the end of a legend? We'll keep going this time. Now, we are on the lit part. Lutter, the fugitive's testimony. March 15th, 12:07 a.m. Vera's Mutuous lobby. Now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. Yet, there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggled them in, huh? We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. Before I do, I'd like to go over my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed, meaning evidence has been rearranged. The KG incident. This was the case in which the unwitting DCU was murdered. He was able to. When he was to expose the connection between the Amano group and the smuggling ring. It was also when the group, the Yatagarasu, was first formed. Are the events of this case connected to that case from 10 years ago somehow? His blood belongs to Detective Faith. He was killed in my office by Mr. Portman. Sadly, it appeared that he was partnered with anyone. It would appear that he was sadly, it would appear that he was partnered with anyone but a good prosecutor. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Now we can see what's on that tip Detective Bat gave us. This piece of evidence from the KG incident hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. It's Manikochin! And he's holding a knife in his hand! This looked like it's finished from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that out? Unlike you, I actually read the summary files on the KG incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. This footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Verdade claimed that this piece of footage assisted. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow, someone was able to steal it and hide it from Mr. Ernest Amano. You can see how this would have been a definitive piece of and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I do believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman's retrieval. Means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Where? Yeah, wait! What was that? Huh? That bit you just played now. Please show it to me again. This car. This is something we cannot overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe.
Take that!
This is the national flag of the Principality of Coptopenia. And because it has a national flag on, we know this to be the official government car. The question we should be asking ourselves is what was a government car doing there? Ah, Miss Phone Call, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're here all this time. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful, this tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. Idiot, Chrysaorus! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you apprehended the thief that turned this emissary upside down. We're in the middle of an event celebrating our country's recollection. We can't. Oh hey Jason, how are you today? Huh. Sounds like we have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the visitor away, so I hope that you can understand how I feel. There. We must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Oh yeah, Jason, I've got something planned. Starting tomorrow, and I'll be going for 2 weeks. And if you know what's coming out in 2 weeks, then you might know what I'm planning to do. Okay, why don't you need the rest of the Alpenstein and Bahamese police? Yep. Now, what would potentially take 2 weeks? And Jamboree coming out in 2 weeks. Ambassador! We're so close! Just a little more on Miss Von Karma. I'm afraid I've made up my mind. Without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true. However, as you said at the very beginning, maybe down the line. I'm holding it off in case I get it in December. I need to keep some games set aside for around that time anyway, so we'll see. This area can't be considered to be up the Bastion soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where investigation ends? Hold it! Jifu! We found Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Move! This way! Yo! I mean, dude got shot in the leg and he is still standing. Ancient Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I lay back and took a break, I lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Ancient Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case, no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take it the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do. Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. You... No... Killer? You really mean that, Ancient Lang? Wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all Shina. Like she says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. Let me ask you this. Who do you think was the Mask 2's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Francisca von Carmel. I was the killer? Hey, wait, but that's impossible. Yeah. Although, that whip is actually quite... Ouch! Hold your tongue on that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Is it lying? Are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. It doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis. I remember that just before Ambassador went to give a speech. He called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Olivas East and Babylines, did you not?
Objection!
And where is your evidence that I am the killer?
Not so fast!
I was just getting to that, trust me. I'll show them to you in due time. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good. Let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset. Not that I blame her. I expected you to accept nothing less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Ah!
Hold it!
Ancient Lang? As someone related to the knight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so I may clean up my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier. Especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like on Olive Innocence yet. You let me in, you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, come in. Let's have a competition and see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah! I'm fired up and ready to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now, let's go. March 15th, 12:53 a.m. Alabastine Emissary, Ambassador's Office. Okay, now let's... Okay, now. Let's go over the facts one more time. Man Cochin's body was found over in the Secretary's office in Babel. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabastine's ornamental knives. And then, the body of the Mask 2, Mr. Kashi Nu, was found here in Alabastine Ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Primadux statue. And that this is actually Babel's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Ancient Lang, do you understand the full implication of what you're saying? Of course I do, sis. And I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were distracted by the other experience, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and another thief who took advantage of the confusion of the fire.
Objection!
Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You have permission to investigate both emissaries at will. With that kind of free rein, you could have easily taken the weapon out across time. I can't still whip. Hey now. Look, sis, I thought I already told you, I'm not messing around here. This kiss isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Shina certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying that she is a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring could not be deeper than what any of us can imagine. Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already! Francesca, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Albazinian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your expedition has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of the masked tomb. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against ancient lying. If you can't figure out how the murder of the masked tomb is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tight rope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. Border crossing weapons. One of Albazinian's knives was used in bombings to kill the murderer Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon in the killing of the masked two is Babami's Supreme Redux statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crime was you. As long as I can explain how the weapons move about, Francesca will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? I worked for every possibility. But there's only one that's possible, your boss. That's right, your boss. Ancient Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? Focusing too intently on that which is in front of you, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me, Lanshi never said anything to that effect. Prosecutors, who do you think you are, speaking about Lanshi's proverbs like that? I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all you need to see the truth. Well played, Ancient Lang.
Hold it!
I concur that this knife crossed over board country lines. Good. But that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was the only one. It's only one.
Hold it!
So you're saying that the Prima Duck statue was also brought over by Francesca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
Hold it!
Huh. So, and how exactly did she bring it over? I haven't figured that out yet. Huh. That's a rather weak statement, considering how sure you are. Maybe, but that's only one. But sorry, but there's one. There's one thing that I know for sure. That you know for sure, sorry.
Hold it!
No. Impenetrable? I should hardly think so.
Not so fast!
You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that? Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire. The only way in the Iron Emissary is through the doors in the Theater Naturus. So the only way for the knight and the Pyramid statue to the first of two countries is through those security camera equipped well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
Was Francisca really the only person to traverse between the two countries? According to the guard of both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. The sister there was an Albazine when the Yatagrassi showed. And then just before you guys found Mr. Cochin's body, she entered Babel. I think we can assure that when she brought the knife to Babel.
Objection!
And how do you explain the primitive statue? I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across the country lines. The only thing that crossed the border are the primitive statue and the knife? I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Ancient Lang. Alright. Oh, I found out. And there's third. Ancient Lang. Those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Oh? Master was killed with Babel's primitive statue, yes? But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alibah's primitive statue go? Babel. Precisely. And the two statues really were switched. And this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the emissaries. I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items. Only that the sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alibis and Babao is her. Is that really true? Is there no one else who could have traversed and traveled between the two countries? Actually, there was a definite other person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Ancient Lang? Hahaha, what a lazy time to try to flip your way out of this. I checked out what the guard said, along with the security camera footage. You're not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
But suppose there was some other way other than through the theater door. What other way? Only other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. Point that out would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. Looks like you got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me the other route. This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the two countries. Can't use the people can't fly argument. Let's try the.
Take that!
Oh. Oh, the other way around. I believe it's true. What about? We're gonna have to explain because I don't see any road on a road or anything else. How can you not see? Wolves are known for their keen eyesight. Sorry, but the only thing I see is the crud that you've opened the stick to the wall. Maybe tell me about this and find.
Take that!
Ah, people can't fly, but they can dive in the bodies of water. Alright.
Take that!
Ancient Lang, I'm sure you are familiar with this unforgettable photo. That supernatural photo? Like I said before. Humans can't fly! No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you said earlier either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. Alright. How can I prove that who was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, not humanly possible. Eureka! Very well, you will have your explanation. Clean save here. It sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it! The fist hidden behind this blur shadow is... Oh, it's one of the statues, isn't it?
Take that! Not so fast!
Yep. It's the face behind it. Not so fast. I thought I said you better have a good explanation. I can't make heads or tails of what you're trying to say with that. Was I wrong? Oh, now hurry up and show me what that shadow, that fly sign for the air. Even if you had not barked them at me, I would gladly done so. It's not reward.
Take that!
Right idea, wrong evidence. It was a 50-50. 50-50.
Take that!
Naturally, the shadow is the first smuggled object. The Primada statue replica. Can't be serious. Alright. Yadagrasu, or rather, Callisto Yu, dressed as Ancient Shina, was inside Babel. She dressed the replica statue up and close and launched it through the air.
Not so fast!
Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a fire crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air? Ha! And how exactly did she do that? He is literally burying his fangs at me. He has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as that remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? Hey sis, I remember this is before Ambassador Alba went to give a speech. He called you into his office, right? Before the murder, Francisca was called here right into this very room. If that's the case, then there may be another avenue I can pursue. Ancient Line, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy? Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason, though, you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it's my duty to ask her what her side of the story is. Ha! You really think a criminal would tell us the whole honest truth? How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth. Don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I would like to hear about it from you. Yeah. Francisca? I feel that I still don't have enough information. Which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright. So, what would you like me to talk about? Like you please testify to your movements up until you came into this room. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But if what she says has turned out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest faster than you can. No! As you wish. Movements and elements. As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Albasanian emissary. After I saw the steel samurai on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all that preparation was in place, I was called back by Ambassador Alba to his office. Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time in span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. I see. Now, the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail. Have we changed the name? No, we have not.
Hold it!
I thought your duty was to find anything you could about the smuggling ring. Yes, that is my job. But upon hearing that the Yadagrasu had sent a calling card to the emissary, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the emissary instead. That incident 7 years ago, or have you forgotten what happened here back then? Anything related to that case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. It's not exactly one that I can readily forgive myself. It looks like you remember the case after all. Of course I do. I inspected every location, every possible escape route. And every aspect of the police security detail. I did all that, and then after that...
Hold it!
So you were at the theater as well? Yes, and I suppose you were also there as well, watching that stage show? Well, yes. Just go was there. Well, after the show was over, I saw the Steel Samurai off.
Hold it!
Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the Yatagrasu had planned to getting in, right? Yes, I suppose you're right. And in the end, the Yatagrasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden. Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Now, who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Calm down, Francesca! I was so being a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden. And we were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter.
Hold it!
At that time, the Damastu's body had yet to be found in this room, correct? That's right. And Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence. A criminal will say anything to get out of getting an arrest. How do we know you're not lying? Well, if you need proof, I'll be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was standing by the floor, her box on the windowsill, watering his plants. Oh, I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time here in my office. Alright then, let's dip into your testimony, and let's hear some details. So Ambassador Alba was in the room at the time, was he?
Hold it!
For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side. However, the window was on the opposite side. What if what you say is true, then when you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct? I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before entering, and as he did, he turned around and to greet me. With a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? I suppose. After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had tamed them himself, and is growing them with the utmost care, you know. Yes, the plants in this room, they are all like my children. The passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. Miss Von, did you just say no? What did you say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about that statement? Do you not understand? Do I not understand? You don't understand why a certain thing the way it is. I would like you to append that statement to your testimony. Very well. There were 4 large passion flowers in full bloom in the flower box. Ooh. I'd like to confirm this with you one more time. There were 4 passion flowers in bloom in that box, correct? Yes, I should hardly think that I could have miscounted such eye-catching flowers. There must be a deeper meaning to the statement. It appears that I must take a gamble on its meaning for me to make any progress. The Primula statue was already switched by the time the murder happened. In light of that fact, what Francesca saw in this room before the crime is of incredible importance. I think I found that it's a combo. Let's take it.
Objection!
Francesca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. I knew it. I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis. Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this? Yes, sir. If he keeps this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir. All I've done is state what I saw. I have not made a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion for murder. Is the number of flowers really all that important at this juncture, Miles? At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Ha! Then let's hear, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything? What does it prove? I believe the answer to that will become clear if we were to examine that flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy. There are the flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand. This patch of soil looks as though it had something removed from it. Heh. What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you claim up all of a sudden? I'm still here, waiting for an explanation, you know. Did you know, Agent Lang? Flowers are best appreciated in silence. Psst. Looks like 2 things were pulled out of this flower box. The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. Despite being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. They appear to be growing well. And they're well supported by these plant supports. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Alright, Miles Edgeworth! Hurry up and shut this man up for me already! I suppose I'll need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? Oh, the flaming pin statue, we've moved on. Go for another answer. I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight? I highly doubt it'll last until the end. You howl like a wolf, Ancient Lang. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up the bark after you see the evidence. The truth behind the plan's flowers revealed can be seen in this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Gina, who was supposedly in Beppoville the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. They look exactly like the plant support in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. And so what? Is this really all that important to the case? Of course it is. It means that we found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight. Aye! Think about it logically, Ancient Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabahest. Somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands. It was in Babel the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue. Ah! Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babel. How did these support sticks find their way to Babel, and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up there. Ah, so that's why. Ancient Lang, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape. It's just another stick, isn't it? So it is. But the shape of the support sticks is what is important. When they are used with something in this room, that's when it comes into focus. And the object that completes the picture when used with the support stick is...
Eureka!
Oh, nope. Well, spit this time. Alright.
Eureka!
Oh, God. There we go. No, I feel like I'm picking the wrong ones. Obviously, someone used these with those with this. How could you be any more vague? Why don't you try again? Yes, I suppose I should. I knew that this was in conveying what I have to say.
Eureka!
A crossbow. Projectile. Using them as projectiles. Alright.
Eureka!
That's a crossbow! Wait, you're not really suggesting... I am. These hair sticks, or rather, plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. I've done it. I found the common thread that connects the two offices. This thread has yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Furthermore, who could have been the one? Like, who could have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all of these things together.
Not so fast!
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. Or crossing, part 2. So Balboa's statue was trapped in the Yatagarasu's cloth and then shot over here. If you fire the arrow from this side, they wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that the Prima statue just didn't sprout wings. You're a realist, aren't you? The Prima statue didn't spout wings. Of course they didn't. I'm glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact. It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary in this equation. What? You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. Notice as you flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you. Alright.
Hold it!
But that incredible scene just happened to be caught on film, resulting in this photo. What an incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right? A lot of heart. Yes, so I've heard. And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids. Okay. Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sort of photos many a time in court. But there has been times when these photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you have ever stood in a court of law, you would know that it's entirely possible. Ha! You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? A courtroom certainly is a strange place, if that's what you say is true. But there really is something odd about that photo, no matter how you look at it.
Hold it!
Okay. But we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? But just an arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the thing they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing. No, that's not necessarily true. Nearly true. What? I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusion. It's the launching of my conclusions. The shooter wanted to launch, but the crossbow was not the statues themselves. Rather, something that crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues.
Hold it!
The thing the crossbow launched. Allow me to show you the answer. Now come on, man. Show me what you've got. I warn you, I know when you're just bluffing. This is what was launched when the Alabastine offers the crossbow. I'm forced to do this.
Take that!
Alright. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion, where I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow. I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say. You're saying that the wire tied to an arrow was then shot in Mr. Kuchin's office. all the way from the 5th floor of the Obsidian Emissary down to the 3rd floor of the Bahamian Emissary. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alexandrian Prima Statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down from the down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then, what about the Bahamian Prima statue? Getting closer. The dark shadow in this photo. The dark shadow in this photo is clearly found away from Papel. Going in the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor of the Bahamian Emissary up to the 5th floor of the Obsidian Emissary. How do you explain that? Ah, I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick works. Ancient Lang, the motion used behind this trick. I wonder if perhaps you've yet envisioned how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? The motion... Sorry, this is the motion that was employed to smuggle the Bahamian Prima statue. I believe it was done via rotatory motion. The two statues were transported simultaneously.
Not so fast.
Simultaneously? Get real! The statues to collide along the way.
Objection.
Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? If you shoot an arrow with the two ends of the wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed.
Not so fast.
And she says, don't object on cause of set as what is beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension between the tension between the two wires, the top one was like too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway.
Objection.
Ancient Lang. As you know, the Prima statue is a one-of-a-kind national treasure. And the fact that the Bahamian statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, it would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Line she says, "Oh!" Here's what I believe happened. Miss Shu and her mysterious co-conspirator set themselves up in the two different rooms. Co-conspirator breached the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down on one arrow. When the two of them uncovered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues, after the switch was complete, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babamel where it was to be disposed of. To do that, Miss Chu hid it inside the grandfather clock, QED. This proves it right, Ancient Lang? That I am not the killer? Not yet, sis. I still haven't made my dessert yet. Sorry, I still haven't made my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? The proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened? Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir. I agree that as long as there is no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, but there is one more piece of evidence. One more? This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see, Mr. Prosecutor. In the made it possible to create a circular belt out of a length of wire. I believe that is right here in this very room. Oh, then I believe this is what made circular transportation method possible. Fun!
Take that.
Yeah, looks like he dropped on our bomb on us again. The last piece to the trick are two pulleys? Precisely. The ceiling fan doubles as police in this case. Thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans make for a perfect pulley set for the wires to run on. This must be it. This is how the smuggler bypassed the impenetrable security. You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured it already, haven't you? You know who the big shot that set up this real-life stage show, don't you? The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show. Crossbow arrows! Needs to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastadian and Battlemeat's offices. And that the Passion Flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case? Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food. Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you just present something like you always do? A single point of a finger here, and this case will explode into an international incident. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. There is a piece of evidence that will point us to who the mysterious mastermind is. I'm gonna try this. If not, I'll restart.
Take that!
Okay, that's not it. Where's my real start? How long do you intend to keep it from me? That piece of evidence isn't satisfying at all. And stop being so picky with your food! Person who can move the trick to smuggle the statues. I already have evidence that shows who it is. No matter what the cost.
Take that!
I don't know why I thought the pick. Okay. Just come down at the start. Anyway. This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. And more, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the firebox in this very room. They were planted so long that the passion flowers had the time to grow so big. And Miss Karma didn't even notice the arrows as she visited this room today. On top of all of this, the fact that the culprit knew that the both offices had ceiling fans tells us that the person had very detailed information of the embassy's layout. So, as you may have already guessed, the person I'm accusing of hatching this plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus, it can only be you, Quirkus Alba. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I am certain of what I am saying, and I am sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there is one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? One single end result Azar Alba sought to obtain. We were to examine the focus on this complex trick. I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will be unclear once we examine this piece of evidence.
Take that!
God damn it. I jumped the gun. Again.
Take that!
Alright, run again! I would fully understand the reason had the situation been the reverse. However, I go through the trouble of swapping the real Pyramid statue for the fake. I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. And who better to ask for that reason than King Primadus himself? I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining that statue now, with or without your permission. Yeah. With a sword drawn like that, there's an aura of valor. Oh, that makes sense. There's an aura of valor and bravery. There's so cool standing in front of that with a sword stuck to the ground in front of him. Maybe I should try and come up with some cool pose, like with a shuriken or something. I am seriously beginning to think that her real goal in life is to become a ninja. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, there's not anything particular all about the sword, right? No, not really. I suppose we should examine a different area of the statue now. Shield, huh? There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about it. I bet it's supposed to mean that the guy is protecting something. I don't think it's supposed to have that deep of a meaning behind it. In that case, what are we wasting time for this for? Let's check out some other areas. This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look alike that he was picked to be a Goodwill ambassador? I suppose that's possible. Take a look at the area around the base of his neck. It looks like a gap. Hey, you're right! Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret. Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in this construction. What? Hurry up and open the mouths! Alright, here goes. Wow, really did open them. Hey, what's this thing that fell in? I believe a more thorough examination of it is required. What in the... is this? Hey! Is this what I think it is? It's the plate for making it's a plate for making counterfeit bills? Somehow it appears that we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. We finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates. And the reason why the replica was smuggled into the Alabastine to begin with. Alright. Me? On the back? No, it must be the front. It's a counterfeit plate used to make counterfeit Shanghai bills. It's incredibly detailed and even includes a feat he's taking off into the sky. Plates as finely crafted as these, it's no wonder the fakes are so hard to spot. The Primadux statue can only be handled by the ambassador or secretary. And the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Sheena, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into the mask too. Surprised by the theft, the ambassador raided the replica statue at the mask too, and then ordered a friend to steal samurai of the murder. He covered the samurai sword in blood. Ambassador Alba? You're the leader of the smuggling ring? My country is a mess. And it's all because of you. You're the one who killed the mask too? Answer us! I never thought that you would figure things out this level. However, there is one point I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
Not so fast!
Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt onto a dead man. If there is one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader, Quercus Alba. It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Ancient Lang. Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation. Logic and investigation? Only seconds ago, you were ready to arrest Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can get such flip-floppy logic any real wit, do you? Heh. It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me? You see, the real reason I came back is so I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my real target has been you. What? Ancient Lang, I demand an explanation. Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were innocent from the very beginning. You did? I knew that this whole incident happened meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupants of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the Ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around. Ah, so that's why you put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca as a bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigative rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I bet the Ambassador would have given the okay to poke around. So that's what this was all about. Very well. I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Ancient Lang, for giving me such a great opening, I thank you. No, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow if we were able to find some proof by investigating this room, that you'd be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic. The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. Detectives collect prosecutor, sorry. That's just how it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. Oh, you're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you were the one who planned to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. And unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Agent Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
Don't be such a sore loser! If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's sincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would like to first see some things that... Sorry, some of the things you call evidence. I tell you, I know nothing, really. I didn't even know that a counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
Objection!
You swapped a real statue that vested in your country with the authority to rule for a fake. It doesn't make sense you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense? Or doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense? He's really got us. He's turned the entire situation around against us. Proof that Interpol had been after, which points to this man as the ringleader. If we can somehow find proof now, then we can see to it that justice is finally served. Is there nothing I could use to break this case wide open? Some card and the videotape. These two items might be able to finally bring this man down, but card is evidence from a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret, and the tape was stolen by Detective Bad from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence. Needless to say, we from Commerce are commanded to achieve nothing but victory. By any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do it outside of the court. And that's what we fought at the time. No longer follow the path of my friend from Karma. I won't follow the path of the Yalagarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? To pursue the truth. I will sow my hands in illegality. If I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law and what is justice? Which path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? This choice. It's one I must make by my own hands here and now. But there is no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. If a person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. That reason, for what reason was law invented? The answer to that is what I must show. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this. Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life. It's a directive card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates. Oh, is that what it is? Card was sent to the culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manic Cochin. Oh, why do you have such a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, Yalagarasu. Yalagarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense, and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given. What? This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? Card in the video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Oh, very interesting. I must admit, I am very curious now. Very curious indeed in these exciting piece of evidence you presented. Ray, the yellow aggressor who has been chasing all this time, now stands before me. And allow this man, who has had free reign for 10 long years, to simply walk away. Now it's a time for me to bring fruition the fallen spirit that was given to me. March 15th, 1:34 a.m., Fearless Neutrality Lobby. So, what is this interesting thing you wanted to show me? I'm actually gonna stop Nye. Yeah, I'll stop for Nye. We'll pick this up later. But now I'm gonna wrap things up here. So hope you guys probably back in this in time. I got some, like I said, I've got something else fun. It'll take about 2 weeks, so we'll be focusing on that first. But I'll wrap things up. So yeah, we'll probably have this finished in due time. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Hope you guys this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.